guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 4 of Season 2 of our Force India career mode. And today we are back with the Russian Grand Prix. It looks like it's going to be mixed conditions this weekend. We've had a terrible start of the season. We're down in 9th in the Constructors. Perez is down in 13th after finishing 5th last year. And Fernando Alonso hasn't finished a race yet. So a lot's gone on. We're at risk in terms of security, so we're under pressure to get a good result today. I think we have been unfortunate with sort of reliability issues, but you know, ultimately we need to go out there today and get some points. We desperately do, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, let's get into it. We haven't got any new parts or anything since the last episode, so there's nothing to update you on that front. But we are hoping for a strong performance from both drivers today. Perez still unhappy with his allocation of the parts, but he's just going to have to deal with it. You know, Fernando Alonso hasn't finished a race yet. We need him to get some points. You know, the reliability is getting better on Perez's car. So we'll just go with this, and we shall simulate practice and get into qualifying immediately, or hopefully, and that will be good. So hopefully you guys are good at the moment. I think when this video comes out, I might be on my way to Italy. It's my first holiday abroad, so you know, a little bit nervous about it, but yeah, hopefully it's all right there. So if I don't get in touch with you guys over this week, then that's why. It's because I'm abroad, but there will still be videos coming out on the channel daily. So Perez and Alonso, obviously we might bring Ocon in for the odd practice session, but generally it's going to be these two, and simulating the sessions. So we'll see how Alonso and Perez do this session. Yeah, we're just really hoping for something special, and if not, then you know, we could be finding ourselves out of the door at Force India. Despite how good last season was, it's not going to mean anything really. We haven't brought any soft tyre stuff in, which is not good. But Perez finishes in 6th, which is a strong performance, but it obviously means nothing until we get into qualifying and see where the actual pace of the car is. So let's spend just a little bit of time. Oh, Perez doesn't have the super overtake mode this time, which is interesting. We'll have to put soft tyres in for him, and for Fernando, he hasn't got anything, so we'll just have to do that. So we haven't got that super overtake mode this Grand Prix, which is a bit disappointing actually. So he wants a bit more of that and a bit more acceleration. So we can do that. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have to really have short gearboxes. I mean, yeah, this is a big thing actually. What was it? It was there, so we need just probably about, I mean, what's that? That's, yeah, probably about there actually. So we need that there, maybe that there, something like that. That looks good. For Sergio and Fernando, well, his speed balance is good. He wants somewhere in the middle in terms of you know, handling, which is fair enough. We'll move that then, maybe do that looks good. I mean, we've got no idea how much downforce he wants. I mean, that's just a ridiculous setup, really, isn't it? Let's just get him back to the normal, and then we'll sort him out from there. I mean, that's probably as good as any to be quite honest with you. I mean, if we give him a bit more wing, because we want, that's the thing, we want his acceleration to be just as good. This is tough. This is a tough setup, but we'll go for that. We'll have to make some compromises somewhere. So let's get into qualifying then. Sergio Perez's turn to go out first, so he'll go straight out there, and Fernando will follow straight after, because we need the least amount of traffic possible to make sure we get the best possible and cleanest lap. Take a sip of me tea. But yeah, Fernando, this is going to be the first time this season they go up against each other, with no super overtake buttons or anything like that. It's just going to be flat out who is quickest and who's got the best setup, and probably Perez has got the best setup. Oh, he's gonna get some traffic though. Here comes Perez, and he's stuck behind a Sauber now. It looks like both cars are trapped behind blue cars. One of them will be a Toro Rosso. I think that's a Toro Rosso. So Perez currently 2/10 slower than Hamilton, but that's the second sector now. Alonso doing good so far. He's quicker than Sergio Perez, which is good to see. Well, here he comes round the final corner. We've had a bit of traffic. Alonso goes quicker than Perez on the first lap, but Hamilton's going to absolutely smash them, and he goes with a 17.9, and that is 1.4 seconds quicker than Fernando Alonso, who is our quickest Force India. But a bit of traffic there, so you know we haven't got the best out of that. Both Renaults are quicker than Perez, but we should probably be getting within a second at least of Lewis Hamilton. So here comes Fernando Alonso into the pits. I think he is going to go out first this time, once we've got a little bit of clean track. So we'll send him out now on a brand new set of those tyres, and we'll send out Perez shortly after him, and hopefully we'll get a clean lap in this time. Obviously traffic was a big issue there, but hopefully this time we'll get out with a clean bit of track. You know, there's a good distance between the drivers, but it depends which cars come out of the pits at what time, which will determine whether we can get a clean lap in. But we're currently just 10th with Fernando, and it started to rain. Fernando is going to get a decent lap in, I think, but overall the rain is coming down. I don't think Alonso's going to go any quicker. He shouldn't do anyway. Nah. This is it. We might as well bring them in. So the rain has come and absolutely destroyed our qualifying session. Perez down in 14th. That's the lowest he's finished for a long time. And we just have to bring them in, and that's the end of the session, unfortunately. So we finish both cars outside the top 8, which is just not good enough. I mean, we're lucky we are where we are. You know, we didn't get the laps in, and that's it, unfortunately. You know, people have gone out on intermediates, but they're not going to improve, so there's not much point going out. The weather's getting worse and worse, so yeah, we did the right thing bringing them in, saving the car for the race, I guess. I'm really frustrated about that. I really wanted a bounce back Grand Prix weekend. I think we're just going to have to go on a hard tyre strategy for both cars and just see how long we can run. I think that's the only way we're going to get decent points this weekend. Well, there we have it. Lewis Hamilton on pole position. We're just hoping to get Alonso to the end of the race today. That'll be a bit of progress. Just checking things are still all recording. So there you have, there's the top 10. Hamilton on pole, Bottas in second with Verstappen and Ricciardo third and fourth, Vettel and Raikkonen fifth and sixth, Castro Neves and Giovinazzi 7th and 8th, Kvyat 9th and Fernando Alonso rounding out the top 10. Sergio Perez will start 14th. So it looks like it's going to be mixed conditions today. We will have a quick look at the weather forecast. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to stay on these tyres. So we'll go that. And medium. So setup is fine, driver strategy fine, we'll just stick with that. So going into the race today, I mean, to be fair, we could just push it a little bit, because everybody's on the same on the same tyres. So yeah, just go out there and get off to a good start. Lights out, away we go. Perez off to a poor stop, but Fernando off to a decent one, and he's managed to get up to 8th position off the stop, but Castro Neves has gone back round by the looks of things. Fernando currently pushing on Giovinazzi in 8th position, so, well, Fernando down the field now. It's difficult to tell what's happening on the first lap, but Perez currently in 11th. He was quickest in that first sector of anybody on the track, which is quite interesting, I think. Also now pushing on 9th place Urrutia for Toro Rosso. Perez pushing on his teammate Fernando. So we're at 10th and 11th at the minute. We'll move that up just a little bit. The weather forecast is looking rainy for the next few laps. We're making our way up the field now, which is quite good to see. Alonso up to 6th, and Perez coming up to 7th. Yeah, I don't quite know why we're making so much progress. Perez and Alonso battling it out, but we've got Giovinazzi behind us in 8th place. The rain has stopped for the moment, but remember, it is going to continue for the next few laps. So Perez has took Fernando Alonso. Don't quite know why, but he has. But Perez's conditions, we need to look after particularly the engine in today's Grand Prix, so we'll move him down to medium on the engine. We'll move Fernando down as well, because we need both cars to finish today. But they can push the tyres as much as they want, because it is going to clear up. Is it? I don't know. A little bit later on I was thinking it might clear up, but we're going to have to make a pit stop regardless. There's no way we can take these tyres till the end of the Grand Prix, so we might as well attack now, come in, put on another fresh set and just push like this again. You know, so Perez currently in 6th. We've got Vettel in 5th at the moment. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get up to those dizzy heights, but this is the best and cleanest Grand Prix we've had so far. Obviously, looking at the parts, maybe the engine might need a little bit of fixing when we come in. But 11 laps remaining now. Perez in 6th, Fernando Alonso in 7th. I think we are just going to move it down to medium, because the other guys ahead aren't really wearing their tyres down a lot at all, so they might be going for the zero stop strategy. It is going to dry up now, but it's going to continue getting wet for the next few laps, so we'll just stick out on the intermediates at the moment and see where that gets us. Fernando Alonso managing to stick with Sergio currently, and managing to keep a good gap to Verstappen behind. But Fernando Alonso does look a little bit quicker than Perez at the moment, which is interesting. Right then. So Lewis Hamilton currently leading the Grand Prix, which is good for him. You know, good recovery drive. Obviously Mercedes didn't even score a point last time out. Bottas and Hamilton finishing outside. Or did Bottas finish 10th? I can't quite remember, but I know Mercedes had a poor time of it. Although Verstappen is closing it up to Fernando Alonso now. I think we have to allow Fernando through, because Perez is just not getting anywhere here. Yeah, I don't know. 6th and 7th still. Is it going to get wetter? That is the question at the moment. Do we bring Perez in this lap? Yeah, I think we bring Perez in this lap. We obviously change his tyres to those, and we fix his engine a bit. Everything else should be okay. Yeah. I might as well go safe. Another 2 seconds isn't going to make a lot of difference. And we'll keep Fernando out for another lap. But hopefully he can get through, and he can. So Perez let Fernando through, which is good. Now, Fernando, we want you to attack for this lap, and we'll bring him in at the end of it. How is his parts looking? I mean, his gearbox and rear wing not looking good. So we'll bring him in this lap. We'll switch him back onto the intermediate tyres. So just attack this lap for me, Fernando, and then we'll bring you in at the end of it, and hopefully get you away nice and quickly, and that means that we'll be able to go till the end of the race. I think we are going to go for wet tyres with Fernando, because, you know, 2 drivers have anticipated it. I think that could be a good idea. So we'll do that. Yeah. So we managed to fix the engine up a little bit for Sergio, which is good. We can put that on that now. So Fernando into the pits. We'll keep an eye on Perez while he's in there. Perez down in 12th position at the moment, but yeah, looking good for some points today for Sergio. He's going to come out ahead of Fernando Alonso, one would think, and he is ahead. And we're going to go on to medium and attack probably. Might as well attack the tyres as well. I mean, Alonso, yeah, I'm just going to have to see. We'll pull him onto low for that, so that his parts don't go down anymore. I mean, Perez's parts are looking low as well. We're up to 5th now, so Perez pushing up the field. Everybody sort of anticipating the wet weather coming. But if Perez can get a good enough gap while he's on these inters, make the most of them, he's only got really another lap of this advantage, then he should be able to make good the tyres. Alonso up to 9th as it stands, which is very, very good to see. Yeah, I think I'm just moving that down to neutral. I think Alonso's tyres will finish at the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, his suspension isn't looking brilliant. It could break at any moment. How far ahead is Perez? Can Perez come in? Oh, no, I think Perez staying out there is probably the best option right now. His gearbox has got a little bit bad. That's not good. Fernando Alonso in 9th place now. He's in a world of his own, really. He's not particularly going to catch up to Lewis Hamilton, but he shouldn't be challenged too much by Kobayashi behind. So Fernando can just nurse the car home and get his first points for us, which would be a really, really good performance. But a lot of his parts are looking scarily bad. Perez currently still in 5th, battling with Gianni for 5th place. Oh, it looks like people are going to overtake now. So he's going to go down to 8th place. We should have pitted him. Because he would have come back in 8th anyway. Yeah. I guess Fernando is the next one behind him as well, so he could catch up. Oh. Yeah, Fernando's suspension isn't at its best, but we have only got 1 lap to go. I mean, Perez's gearbox could go at any moment. He's currently in 8th. 8th and 9th would be a decent result from starting 10th and 14th. And it would get us at least back on track for this season. So Alonso closing up to Sergio Perez now. I think we're going to allow Alonso through. Just so that we don't compromise the race anymore. And there we go. Fernando Alonso going to come through for his first points for Force India. He finishes in 8th place. Perez in 9th. Not too bad. A bit of a missed opportunity, I guess. If we'd brought Perez in earlier, he'd have been up where about Hamilton is. Battling sort of Gianni for 5th, I guess. But Kimi Räikkönen has won the Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel finishing in 2nd place. Giovinazzi in 3rd. Yeah. Right then. So there you go, 8th and 9th. We'll see if the GMA have anything to say about that at all. Obviously we've not broke any rules, but other teams may have. They haven't. So we've managed to get some well-needed money into the account, and some well-needed points as well. We'll see how happy Vijay Mallya is with this result. I don't think we'll have quite done enough to be the 4th best team there, but you never know. Yeah, he's not going to be happy. But Alonso at least is getting a little bit happier after he finished in 8th position. His stats aren't getting any better, but his stats are brilliant anyway. Perez is doing well. He's still very happy at the team. The chairman not so happy with me. So there we go. We'll see exactly what happens when we get back to things. The engine has been built now, so that'll go onto Sergio's car, which will help us out greatly. We will just fit that engine into Sergio's car now, and he will get this one, which is a good one. You know, 1053. They both got the same sort of improvability, which is good, but much better reliability, which is exactly what we needed. Right then, so what is the next needed thing? I think suspension was pretty poor in that last Grand Prix, so maybe suspension is the one to look at. Yeah, I think reliability is much better than speed at the moment, because that's what's hampering us. It's not the speed of the car, I don't think. I think it is just the reliability. So we'll bring in a new suspension, hopefully 2 new suspensions for the next Grand Prix. They want an interview. Yeah, he's not happy. But there we go, engine built. And that is going to be that for this episode. We've got about 3 weeks till the next Grand Prix. And it's going to be Fernando Alonso's specialist track in this game. He's a Tundela expert, so we're expecting him to be good there. And hopefully he'll manage to get another few points. But his first few points for Force India anyway, and that moves him up to 14th in the championship now, and hopefully that is the beginning of things to come. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does mean a lot for me and for the channel, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.